This podcast may contain adult themes and strong language. Hello and welcome to episode 80 of Marbella with Him and Her. He is
PJ Lopez and she is
Hannah Murray.
80. Right,
Sí.
that's the Spanish lesson over for today.
Yeah, well done. Well, last week when we recorded on Sunday, it was our wedding anniversary. Well, our first of two. It's really difficult to know when to celebrate our anniversary because we got married in Gibraltar on the 14th, but then the 16th was our actual wedding.
Well, no, the actual wedding was the 14th and our celebration was on the 16th.
We didn't have a wedding on the 14th. We just went to a registry office.
But that's the official paper. So if someone said when we married...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's when we got married. But our wedding was the 16th.
Yes.
So, yeah, we celebrated on Sunday the 14th and we had a lovely lunch at Chef by Divot, which is one of our faves.
Yes, because we love the Chateaubriand and it didn't disappoint.
Oh, it was really good. You get to cook it yourself and really nice. You barely need to touch it, do you?
Yeah, it's because you prefer yours just a tad cooked more than I do. Mm-hmm. So,
although I'm getting better. I'm having it lighter and lighter.
Yes.
I don't mind pink anymore.
No, you like a bit of pink. Mm-hmm. So do I.
We had some lovely starters as well. We had their grilled avocado, which was gorgeous.
So I did it, didn't I? I did that for a meal here because I got obsessed with it.
It's really nice, isn't it? Works really well. So you were saying that the avocado can't be too ripe. It needs to be a bit firm.
Yeah. Because obviously you're going to cook it on a griddle. It's got to be on a griddle. It doesn't work any other way. Mm. And oh my God.
It was good.
Yes, it was.
Really good. We also had baked aubergine, which we love. We love aubergine, don't we?
Yes, I think you more than I, but it's nice.
It was really nice with some like crumbled feta and really good. We normally have the Caesar salad there and we've had the scallops as well, which are really nice. So we wanted to have something a little bit different and they were both amazing.
Yes, good choice. We can highly recommend Chef by Divot.
Yeah, we love it there. One of the things that happened is for the first time in either of our lives, I had a hot padron pepper.
Yeah, and I'm gutted. I've been hoping to get a hot padron pepper for years.
I couldn't believe it. We love padron peppers and I just put it in my mouth and suddenly was like, oh, that's really hot. That's never happened.
I watched a really old series of, I think it was Michel Roux. Is Michel the original one? Michel Roux and Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah, they had a TV cooking series together. They were actually doing Italian, but they have their equivalent of padron peppers as the same bloody thing, but they just called it something slightly different.
Okay.
And back then, every packet had at least one hot one.
We've never seen anyone get a hot padron pepper.
Is a good example of when you start mass producing stuff, which we do these days. Everything is mass produced. So it's not like the old days where it was grown a lot more by local farmers and you would get it and, which seemed to supply the demand of people. But now it's much more enhanced and that's not the same.
Not the same.
No, that's why you get funny shaped things now.
Oh, we like funny shaped things though. My mum would always go and buy the funny shaped vegetables because she felt like they'd end up being chucked because no one would buy them. So she'd always get them.
I think it's a thing now.
Is it?
Yeah.
A trend. Okay. We also discovered things that should be maybe taboo subjects at the dinner table. We were laughing about the kind of subjects that we ended up talking about on our wedding anniversary. Periods we got into.
Yes, enough said.
Which was a weird thing to talk about at dinner. And possibly even worse, maybe not, euthanasia.
Yeah, I'm okay with that one.
You okay with euthanasia or talking about it?
Talking about it.
Okay, yes. It's a fascinating subject. It really is to talk about. To summarise really quickly and really easily, we have no issues in putting our pets down when they are in pain.
I think we have issues doing it. I don't think we just go and do it willy-nilly.
Okay, but I mean, it's a humane thing to do. If our pets are in pain and suffering, it is humane to put them down. It would be selfish to keep them alive longer just because we want them there if they are suffering. And that's a kind of accepted thing to do. So, the easy argument is why is it not the same with humans?
Big debate that's been going on for years.
Definitely.
And we're not going to solve in a podcast.
We're not. We had a lovely time at the Van Gogh experience.
A bit of a lighter mood, thank goodness for that.
Yeah, it was lovely. It's a real immersive experience, and you get to see, obviously, his art, his amazing paintings that are displayed all over the walls. And then you went...
Not the real paintings, to be fair.
No. Then you go into this massive room, and all the paintings are... I don't know how to describe it.
I don't know. It's
sort of light show.
As you said, it's immersive. So everything's been projected on the walls, floors and ceilings. And there's all different. There's like a chair you can sit normally. There's some stools which weren't so comfortable. And there's beanbags you can lay down and watch it all. So it was quite interesting. It's really with Spanish audio. So I think, obviously, if you're Spanish speaking, you can just listen to it with your eyes shut. But we had to look at it and read it.
Yeah. But we learnt an awful lot that we didn't know about him before, aside from the fact how to pronounce his name, Van Gogh, Van Gogh, Van Gogh.
Yeah, I'm actually going to ask one of the Dutch interns if that is correct, by the way.
Okay.
Because at the moment, we're only taking your dad's word for that.
Yes, Van Gogh.
And your dad not being Dutch, may not have that right. But
he does know stuff.
I will confirm next week if he is correct.
Most people, I mean, I've grown up saying Van Gogh and nobody's kind of questioned it, but...
Yeah.
Over the years, people come up with new things.
No, I've heard him also called Van Gogh.
Van Gogh, yeah. So I don't like asking questions about him at the quiz because I know people go, it's Van Gogh, it's Van Gogh, it's Van Gogh. So I kind of steer clear of it. But we did learn stuff. So one of his most famous paintings, Starry, Starry Night, which is...
A song
also. Well, no, Vincent is the song.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, beautiful painting. We learnt that he painted that in bed when he checked himself into a mental hospital.
And you can sort of tell because he had a painting of a starry night that he did previously that was quite a clear starry night. You could see stars and you could see the town in the background. Whereas this one is a bit like a crazy person did paint it. Yeah,
it's all kind of swirly and I mean, that's what it's known for. But yeah, really interesting. He also only sold one painting whilst he was alive to a French woman who paid €400 for it.
Yes, and he shared briefly his house with Gauguin.
Mm-hmm. Paul Gauguin. And they had a bit of an argument, and that's allegedly what led him to cut off his ear.
And send it to Gauguin in the post if you read some of the conspiracy stuff on that.
Yeah, some people say that. Other people, which came out in this experience, was that he gave it to a prostitute.
Yes, which was a line...
in Abigail's
party. And it all came back to me when we were doing it. I'm thinking, oh, hang on. That is the line. I talk about his chair at Arles, his chair in Arles, and the fact that he was a very troubled man and that he cut his ear off and gave it to a prostitute.
It was funny, you remembering all that. There was a couple of celebrity deaths this week, which were very...
Oh, no.
No, don't be celebrating that. No. Ricky Hatton... Such a shock. Died at the age of 46, just 1 year older than me, and nobody really knows what happened. He'd obviously had a troubled life and issues with drugs and alcohol and things, but it's said that his death wasn't suspicious. His family have made a statement and said, wasn't suspicious, so nobody really knows what happened.
I think it'll come out, and we're already expecting it to be some sort of suicide, I would imagine.
No, I don't think it was, because he had his bags packed to go to Dubai.
Really?
Yeah, and he was getting back into fighting. He was really excited. This is what his family said. He was really excited about all these things that were coming up. So I really, really don't think it's a suicide. I kind of think that's the whole point. But it may have. I mean, we're speculating here, so massive apologies if we're totally on the wrong page. But I'm sort of assuming that he had done some drugs, and it was more like an accidental overdose as opposed to a deliberate thing.
Yeah, well, it's a tragic full stop, however it happened.
Yeah.
He was so young, had given so many people some great times. He was he's obviously a great fighter and quite a personality. You met him. Yeah,
definitely. It was quite amazing, actually, that within 24 hours after his death was announced, how many people I knew on Facebook who were uploading photographs of themselves with Ricky Hatton, people all over the world saying what a great guy he was, what great fun he was. He loved a bit of karaoke, loved going out and partying, really sociable, seemed to be absolutely fine with members of the public coming up and wanting a selfie to say hello. He put his arms around them and just came across as a really lovely guy. And yeah, I met him. He came into our radio studios in 2011. And he was a guest on the sports show, which was presented at the time by Dom Aldworth, who was a great guy. And Dom said to me, Hannah, why don't you actually do a proper interview with him? Because Dom, didn't really do interviews so much. And he was like, oh, you'll do a much better job. It'll be great if you can interview him, which was really kind. So he came onto my show as a guest. I interviewed him face to face. And yeah, he came across as a really nice guy. Short. There's a photograph of the two of us together.
I'm not going to tell him that.
He's a lot shorter than me. So very, very sad news. And also, much older, much longer lived life, Robert Redford died last week, the actor.
Yes. Did you know that he spent some time in Malaga?
Yes, in Mijas. He spent about 6 months in Mijas in the mid-60s.
It's a bit of a weird article. He's just sat there staring at a pool, apparently.
Yeah, well, he was married and he kind of took some time out from his marriage, and it's debatable whether he had an affair with Natalie Wood.
Is that okay to do?
No.
Okay.
That's not a normal thing to do.
No.
No, it's not acceptable.
Right, fair enough. Just asking.
No, I think a really interesting dinner party question and debate. One of my favourite Robert Redford films is Indecent Proposal, also starring Demi Moore and Woody Harrelson. And the two of them are in a relationship together. Everything's perfect, great relationship, but they're struggling with money and they want to get money together to get a proper place together, all this kind of thing. And they come across this guy played by Robert Redford who has loads of money and basically offers them $1 million to spend the night with Demi Moore. And it's a very interesting discussion point, as it was for them. Initially, both of them say, no, absolutely not. And she specifically is like, no, 100%. I don't want to spend the night with anyone else. You're my partner. I love you. And he's the one that said, hold on a sec. Let's talk about this. We really need the money. It's just one night. It's obviously not going to mean anything. And it all goes kind of horribly wrong for a bit. But it's such an interesting one. I think it's a really difficult thing to answer because morally you're like, no, absolutely not. I wouldn't want to do this. But £1 million is loads of money.
I don't know why you're saying it's difficult. It's a no-brainer.
Really?
Of course, you got to sleep with them for £1 million.
So you'd want me to? Would you do it?
Would I sleep with him?
No, but I'm wondering.
Well, actually, to be fair, it's Robert Redford.
But he's now dead, so that's a whole different thing.
Altogether. It's a different fetish.
Yeah. But no, it's true. Whether that would make a difference if it was a wealthy older woman wanting to sleep with you for $1 million, or whether it's a wealthy older man.
If you contact me directly on Instagram.
Oh, stop it! But seriously, would it make any difference? I know you're being so flippant about this.
It's a business transaction.
But why are you being so? Why can't we have a serious discussion?
We are.
So you're seriously a no-brainer either way, whether it's to sleep with you or to sleep with me.
I think you've got a choice. It's either that or you get yourself out onto OnlyFans.
Oh, stop. See, you're just taking the piss. Why can't we have a serious discussion? People will want to know what we would do in this situation.
I'm not sure. Should we just tell them?
I think you already have. Anyway.
I think £1 million not enough these days. Anyway, that was ages ago.
Oh, yeah, it was.
A bit more now.
Yeah, like 5 mil or something.
Totally. Let's go for it.
Okay. Franny Catz comes on my show every Wednesday to do Hump Day Happenings, which is basically celebrity gossip, and she's great fun. We always have such a laugh. She's back in the studio now because she was on Zoom throughout the summer because she's a busy mum of 4 and was on a beach somewhere around Europe throughout the whole summer. But now she's back with us in the studio, which is fab. And we were talking about Olivia Colman, who's doing a lot of publicity for the film that she's currently in with Benedict Cumberbatch called The Roses. And she was interviewed on a podcast and asked what it was that scares her. And she said sex scenes, interestingly. She said she's been with her husband for 24 years. And whenever she does sex scenes, she kind of feels like she's cheating on her husband. And I've always wondered how people feel about that. It must be really difficult as an actor.
If you look back through history, a lot of leading men end up having affairs or getting together briefly, however long it's for, with leading ladies.
And you can see why, because, they get so intimate.
I mean, they're acting, but to take on the role. But I've read some things as well where some of the actresses have said, oh, best orgasm I've ever had. And it's like, hang on, are they really doing stuff? I mean, it's bizarre. I don't know to what level they go to.
Have you really seen an article that says that? I've never seen anything like that.
It was someone like either Angelina Jolie or Nicole Kidman or someone like that said it was the best orgasm they ever had when they were doing the sex scene with blah, blah, blah.
But they're not supposed to orgasm.
Who knows? I don't know. We're not in the industry, are we?
Wow. Maybe we should be.
For 5 million quid.
The best orgasm ever. What's not to love?
You just reminded me when you were talking, and you said, obviously, Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch. There was once an article on the different names females call their private...
No, it's not what females call them, just what people could call them.
Or call their private parts.
Yeah.
And I think the best one of all time is Benedict Cumbersnatch. And I almost go to say that every time I say his name now. That's why I had to think about what his name actually was.
That's very funny. So, funnily enough, talking about orgasms, Olivia Colman was explaining on this podcast that they always have an intimacy coordinator on set when they do sex scenes, which sounds like it's a really fun job.
I want that job.
Yeah, intimacy. And I reckon if I was an intimacy coordinator and I had to coordinate a sex scene with like Brad Pitt and someone else.
Oh, well, why not? You just choose the sexiest man in the world to do it with.
Of course. So you could maybe kind of go, okay, let me just jump in here and show you what I'm looking for. And maybe you could.
I think you should coordinate one with Warwick Davis and somebody.
Stop it. Stop it. I'm not even commenting. I'd be a professional, whoever it was. I just wouldn't necessarily get involved each time. Anyway.
Don't do it like that. Do it like this.
Stop it. So Olivia Colman was saying that this intimacy coordinator was giving her tips on how to have an orgasm face. And what Franny was saying, or trying to say, was that you need to pretend like the sun is setting on your face. But what Franny said was you need to pretend that the sun is sitting on your face. And when she said that, all I could think of was that I needed to justify S-U-N as opposed to S-O-N, because that sounded a bit weird. So I was like, just to clarify, S-U-N. And she was like, oh, yes, of course. The sun, S-U-N, is sitting on your face. And she said it about 4 times until I went, hold on a sec, don't you mean the sun is sitting on your face? No, setting, oh God, don't you mean the sun is setting on your face? And she was mortified and I was crying with laughter. I couldn't breathe. It was so funny that she literally said 4 times, the sun is sitting on your face.
We know what she was thinking about when she was talking about that intimacy.
But then, funnily enough, when both of us made a face to suggest, because you have to do it, when you hear that,
really?
What kind of face would you pull if the sun was setting on your face? And we both pulled completely different faces. Mine was like a face of wonderment, kind of going,
I'm not sure I've seen
nice.
that face.
And hers, she kind of screwed her face up like the sun was blinding her. So we were like, oh, interesting. Totally different faces. So there we go. Another one to try at home.
And not to talk about at the dinner table.
Yes, for sure. We had an interesting experience at the car wash. Talking about the car wash this week.
Yes, it's a strange place, isn't it, the car wash?
I love a car wash. Like,
I'm not allowed to wash a car. I'm not allowed to drive the car or wash the car anymore.
Stop it, allowed. I literally love washing the car, though. I find it really therapeutic.
Yeah, but I realise I've got to take at least 3 extra steps back because I do get quite wet.
Oh, sorry. Well, we went to this car wash that we've been to before, but the whole system had changed. There were 3 different nozzles that you had to pick up.
And you were arguing with me about it.
I didn't like it.
You said it's not enough pressure. I said, I know. It says low pressure, so it's like a special pre-wash.
That's stupid.
And you were, but it's not enough pressure. I said, it's low pressure. But it's not enough. And we just went round in circles.
Well, it's just because every time we've ever done one before, there isn't a low pressure one to start with.
That's because this is a new one. I mean, we haven't had pink foam before.
It was blue foam.
Oh, was it blue foam?
Yeah. I didn't like it. I prefer just having one nozzle and you do the pre-bit, which is really strong, then you do the wash bit, then you do the water.
Better.
Do you reckon?
But you're not doing a full job, though, are you, as we found out? You're not getting a chamois leather out and cleaning it all off after.
Well, I have to tell you, there was this massive queue of people waiting, and the woman who was before us had finished washing the car. Then she goes into the boot, gets out a cloth.
Very little delicately, tiptoe to the boot and takes it out.
Takes a cloth out and stood there wiping her car for ages.
At least 10 minutes, wasn't it?
And we were like, why doesn't she pull over somewhere else so someone else can...
About 10 yards and then let the next person in.
It was a joke. She did not give a shit at all. No rush or
And you were, shall I
understanding.
beep it? Shall I beep? I was like, no, don't beep
I
her.
wanted
That's
to beep.
too
Someone
aggressive.
else did.
Too
Someone else
aggressive.
beeped her, but she didn't give a...
Yeah. Well, the problem is she will come out and probably slap me, not you.
No, I was in the driver's seat. I don't think she would have slapped anyone. Or you reckon she looked a bit evil?
Yeah.
She had one of them
I
faces.
think she would have got a shotgun out of the back.
Yeah, she might have had a gun. Yeah, good point. We want to give a huge shout out and hello to the lovely Maria. Maria is Amy's mum from the Hogan Stand, and she's here for a couple of days on holiday. And she's a big fan of the podcast, which is really nice.
And such a lovely lady.
She's such a lovely lady. So she was really happy to see us and telling us how she loves listening to the podcast when she's ironing or when she gets in bed or, yeah, really nice. So hi, Maria.
Hello.
We love you. We also have had the company, or still do have the company, of Chloe and Caitlin. I picked them up from Malaga Airport on Friday morning. Chloe is the daughter of another Marie, funnily enough, who I went to school with, one of my best friends from school. And Chloe's 22, and she messaged me a couple of months ago saying, can I come out and see you? I'd really love to come out and spend some time with you and PJ and see Marbella. And so we said, yes, of course, you can stay with us. And then she was saying, can you recommend somewhere to stay in San Pedro? Because my friend wants to come out as well. And we were like, oh, we can't make her friend stay somewhere else. So we said, oh, your friend's welcome to stay with us as well. And it's been lovely. We had a fab day on Friday.
Yours started a bit earlier than mine.
Yeah, ours started really quite early, like midday.
Yeah, I think at just gone midday, the first picture of you sitting in the garden with beers.
Yeah.
And then probably about an hour later was you sitting on the beach with cocktails.
Yep.
And it's so continued.
Yeah, no, it was great. Well, I wanted to do a kind of pub crawl to show them the local area. So I had to point out the Hogan Stand, I had to point out the bus stop, wanted to show them where the beach was, the local supermarket in town, all the different shops, whether it was a pharmacy, everything they could possibly need. And whilst we were doing that, we ate and drank along the way.
Quite a lot.
Yeah.
Well
we ended up in Hogan Stand for happy hour. We need to explain happy hour. I don't think we have done before. It's actually happy hours from 5 till 7. And it's a great deal. You buy a drink and you automatically get a receipt for that same drink. So it's buy one, get one free. So once you're ready for your another drink, you give them the ticket and get the same drink free.
And I think that's a great way of doing it, because a lot of places when you order, you get like 2 beers at the same time. It's like, great, but now one's going to go warm, or same with wine or whatever. So this is a much better way, like almost the obvious way of doing it, is that they give you a ticket and you go and get it when you're ready. You've only got until 8 o'clock to redeem it. So if you're after 8 o'clock, tough luck.
7. It's 5 till 7.
Oh, 5 till 7. You've got to get it by 7? No, I think if you get the drink in, the happy hours are there. If you get a drink at 5 to 7, you've got to use it by 8 o'clock.
Yes, sorry, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So I think it's a much better way of doing it. And a really, really, as you said, really good deal.
Yeah, and it's really popular, as you can imagine. It's always busy on a Friday night. Great kind of catching up with everyone, because you always see loads of people that you know. So that was really fun. We shared a platter, because you joined us by this stage.
Yes, I managed to get one drink in before happy hour.
And then we went home and did our famous karaoke.
Yes. And you're missing a big chunk of this. We also managed to drink a magnum of Whispering Angel.
Yeah,
between
that was
3 of
nice.
us.
Yeah.
Chloe likes rosé by all accounts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so do we.
Which was great.
Yeah.
So we managed to down that.
We did. Then I got the Baileys out. I mean, we had all sorts. I don't know how I wasn't ill.
I don't know how you weren't ill. I don't know how everybody got up the next day.
I know. Well, I suppose, this sounds weird, but I suppose when you're drinking over a long period of time, if I'd done all that in 3 hours, we might have had a problem. It seemed to work its way. What's the word? I don't know. It seemed fine.
It seems like you're still drunk.
I'm not. We had a lovely day yesterday. We walked to Puerto Banús, which is a gorgeous walk from San Pedro along the front.
Yes, it was a long walk. Because it was hot. Walk. I think that's made it harder.
Yeah, definitely. And the idea was to get the catamaran, the Fly Blue, to Marbella, which is a great thing to do if you haven't done it. It only takes about, half an hour or so?
Yeah, so you can get a single or a return ticket. What was it cost us? About €11 each way.
Yeah.
But we decided not to get the return because we weren't sure what we were going to do once we got to Marbella and all that sort of thing. So
they leave every hour. So from Puerto Banús, it's on the 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, and then on the way back, it's on the hour.
Yes.
Yeah, so we got our tickets straight away. Dad and Sheila joined us as well. We met them at San Pedro and they walked with us and came on the boat. And when we got our tickets, it was 45 minutes until the boat was due to leave. So we thought we'd walk along the front, get a drink somewhere, and thought, let's go to Astral. Perfect place to go with people here on holiday. It's right at the end of the port, kind of El Corte Inglés end, along the front, and the bar is like a pirate ship. It's really cool.
We misjudged the timing though, didn't we? Because we thought we had more time than we did. So by the time we'd walked there, by the time we got seated, and by the time they cleaned the table, and by the time we'd ordered our drinks, it was gone sort of 2:00, and we only had about 15 minutes to get back down.
Yeah, I literally had to put my cocktail, pour it into my water bottle. And Sheila did the same.
Well, Sheila put hers into one of those big, what are they called, like chili bottle things.
Yeah.
But it was a Bloody Mary, which was quite interesting. But we have a moan.
Yeah, massive moan.
And I'm going to expose this because it is a complete and utter rip-off. Maybe they thought we were tourists. Does not excuse what happened at Astral. So we asked for the bill. The bill came and it said $51.90 as the total, and just up to the left of that, it showed you what the EVA was on that. So there's 10% EVA on
€4 something,
whatever it was.
And that's normal. The bill normally
That's
says
normally
that.
how you would do it. So anyway, and we were in a rush. We were like, no, we're going to have to pay this and get off and all that sort of stuff. And she said, okay, here's the bill. By the way, you need to add this EVA onto the end because it hasn't totaled it up. I said, what? And she said, you need to add this up. And straight away I knew something sounded odd. So I said, add it on. I said, it's there. She said, no, it's not included on the total at the end. So it's not $51.90. You've got to pay us €56 something or other. So I'm like, okay. Again, I was still querying it, but we were in a rush. So I just said, okay, here's the card. And then she went to take away. And I said, no, can I keep the bill? She said, I'm not sure. I said, no, I'd like to keep the bill, please. Oh, okay. So then I added it all up. So it came to exactly $51.90. But within that $51.90, the EVA was included and it was shown separately.
Said it on the receipt.
Showed it separately. So what she did is she scammed us by pretending it wasn't and adding it on again. And that's just not right. So Astral, you should be ashamed of yourselves.
Definitely.
We're not obviously tourists, we're residents, but it doesn't matter.
No.
Do not rip off tourists. What do you want to do? Give Puerto Banús a really, really bad name? Stop it.
Well, they've given themselves a really bad name.
Well, we're not going back there again, and we're letting you guys know what happened to us so you can make your own decision on that one.
Yeah, but be really careful, be really aware of that, and I guess don't be in such a rush. So we could have, we would have argued that.
I mean, who does that? When you're getting drinks, you don't say, well, they're the prices. Oh, by the way, that excludes EVA. Nobody does that.
No, she for sure was talking to us like we had no clue. Anyway, so that wasn't a great experience, but we had a lovely time on the boat as we were going along, trying to work out where everything was. Oh, that's the Marbella Club, that's Puente Romano, trying to piece it all together, which is always fun.
Yes, and I think we got most of it right, because we know when we get to the part where there's a jetty pointing out, that's the Marbella Club.
Yeah, exactly.
And we could see starlight and that sort of followed us almost all the way because it's so high, it's like you're not ever going past it.
Yeah, no, it's nice to see that. So we were pointing different bits out to the girls. They were sat on the front bit, the netting part of the catamaran.
Yeah, see, that would worry me. I'd drop my phone or something.
God.
I'd lose stuff there. That's what would freak. Not the fact that sitting on it, but the fact that I just drop everything into the sea.
Oh, God. Well, then you're never sitting on it.
No.
So that was a nice little trip. And then we got to Marbella and had a walk along the front, said hello to Giuseppe, had a little drink, and then ended up at De Bruno's because everybody wanted something a bit different. People wanted pasta, pizza, fish, all different stuff. So that's where we ended up. And it was great, actually. It really hit the spot. Yeah,
it's always a safe option, De Bruno's, I think, especially if you've got people that want different things. I went through lots of different choices. I think, I'm going to have that. No, I'm going to have that. And I ended up with a margarita pizza, which is probably the cheapest thing on the menu. But I loved it.
Yeah, it was really nice. I had the chicken parmigiana, which I haven't had in years. Really, really lovely. Breaded chicken with mozzarella and tomato and basil.
Very
really nice
indeed.
Yeah. After that, we had quite a long walk to Mercadona in Marbella near the Copper Tower, which was we went into the old town first, didn't we?
We had a little walk around the old town. Yeah. We didn't really stop there, did we?
No, just had a
quick
walk
around to show the girls what it was all about. They took some photos.
Yeah, and then we walked to Mercadona, went in, got a few bits, and got the bus back home to San Pedro.
So I thought, as we're right by the bus stop, rather than and the taxi wasn't that expensive. I think an Uber was going to be $11.90. But I looked at times. I thought a bus is due in about 5 minutes. So we sat on the bus stop for 5 minutes, and the bus turned up. Yeah. And how much was the bus? It was
$1.40, I think.
Yeah, it cost us €6 for all four of us. So very cheap.
Very cheap, and it was air conditioned. It was a proper coach.
Amazing.
Definitely worth doing that if you can be asked. Today we are off to La Sala for lunch. There's live music. They do a really nice Sunday roast. You can also order a la carte as well. But we're looking forward to that. That'll be fun. A few articles to mention from the Sur in English. We often talk about the weather because, well, we're British. And it said the hottest summer since 1916 gives...
1916. No, it's 1913.
No, it is 1916.
Is it?
Since 1916. In your head. Absolutely.
Okay.
I sung that as soon as I saw it as well. Yes, apparently we've had the hottest summer since 1916. Stop it. Which gives way to higher than usual temperatures and less rain this autumn.
I'm hot.
Yeah, me too. It's Malaga Fashion Week at the moment, featuring new and established designers from Spain, Ukraine, Argentina and Cuba.
And I'm disappointed that I wasn't asked to go and model some clothes.
Why would you have been?
Because I'm model material.
Mm-hmm. Where was the call then?
I think they overlooked me this year.
Have they underlooked you in previous years?
Uh-huh.
Well, apparently there is a 300-metre long outdoor catwalk along Calle Larios, which goes through Malaga, and it is the longest in Europe.
Yeah, it's too much.
Well, you walked more than that yesterday.
Yeah, I ache.
Okay. I suppose catwalk, you'd have to do it in heels.
I've still got a tight buttock.
Well, you said it.
Would have been a bit of a strange walk, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. We've had the Davis Cup tennis tournament this past week at the Puente Romano in Marbella, and Spain beat Denmark to reach the final 8.
España.
So well done to Spain. Even without Alcaraz, they did it.
Yes, because he's having a bit of a rest because he had a bit of a busy time winning the tournament in the USA.
Well, yeah, they can't do everything, can they? They need a rest.
They do.
They do.
I mean, it's not like they get paid
We
much.
need a rest after that walk yesterday.
Well, they earn more than we do.
Yeah, well, no one paid us to walk around Marbella.
Which is why I'm having a rest today.
Quite. Coming up is the Age Concern Fashion Show Lunch at La Sala. It's on Thursday, the 9th of October, and it's going to be a great event. It's hosted by fashion designer Brian Piccolo, and he's doing the talk. He's designed lots of outfits for Melissa Carver, a local singer, but he's also designed outfits for big celebrities and singers and things. Some stunning clothes he produces.
Do you think he could design us an outfit for our podcast?
Well, the fact that we're not filming it, I don't think it matters.
I need to tell him that.
Okay.
Christ. No.
So I don't know how to say this word. His speech is "My life as a couturier. Well, you know, like, what's what do they call high fashion? Couture. So maybe it's a couturier.
That's a butcher, isn't it?
I said I don't know how to say it.
I would. I think you're along the right lines of a couturier.
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 That sounds good.
That. Oh.
Okay, well, this is happening at 1:00. It's €49, and if you want to go, you need to email lunches@ageconcernmarbella.com. Well, we will leave it there. It is goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from her.
Please follow us on Instagram @Radio Hannah.
At PJ Lopez 1 at Marbella.
And please feel free to give us any comments or feedback that you would like.
Or advice. And feel free to send in your orgasm faces.
Oh, God. Stop.